Hi guys, it's your favourite activist here. You might know me from Mrs. Doubtfire, the musical. Those were different times, weren't they? But today I want to talk about JK Rowling. So we all signed the letter. My agent literally said, sign this or you'll never work again. And I said, what did she actually write? She said, doesn't matter. So I signed, because self-preservation is allyship. Emma, she distanced herself immediately. Dan, he wrote that thing. And there was a third one, wasn't there? Ginger one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, we all knew which side our bread was buttered if we didn't want to be cancelled. So anyway, my daughter, she's at an all-girls school, single sex, whatever that means these days, and there was this seminar they did about inclusion. And the parents were pretty concerned, not publicly, of course, because concerns are transphobic. I mean, look, I know trans people. There's Eddie Izzard, who's now Susie, or Susie Eddie. I just don't use her name anymore, or their name. God, this pronouns thing is so exhausting. I've stopped using pronouns altogether. It's so much safer. I was at a read-through last week and someone misgendered the runner. The room went silent. Nobody knew if she'd been misgendered or if she was a she or a they. And, you know, we just sat there and eventually the director said, oh, yeah, so should we break for lunch? So that's the industry now. We break for lunch. Someone asked me about women's sports and I said, well, inclusion matters more than fairness, right? And then they asked me about prisons and I said, well, dignity over safety, obviously. They then asked if I'd actually thought about it and I said, well, no, because thinking about it would be racist. They left me alone after that. And that Tavistock thing, that was unfortunate, wasn't it? All those detransitioners. But you can't make an omelette without breaking. Actually, no, that metaphor doesn't really work, does it? The point is, progress is messy. You know, then my wife, right, she had concerns about changing rooms. I told her, darling, that is not very progressive. She said, babe, our daughter? And I said, do you want me to work again? That ended that conversation. But here's where I'm confused, right? If you can tell that someone is trans, then that's offensive, yeah? And if you look beyond their transness, then that's also offensive. So we've got to treat them as their identified gender, but also acknowledge their lived experience. So really, the safest thing is just to keep your trap shut and just sign things decrying people who said something in a tweet. Anyway, got a dash, diversity meeting at the BBC, period drama, how to make Tudor England more inclusive. Because remember, the right side of history is whichever side has your next job. Got it? That's activism. That's what we do.